Hey guys, it's Naresh here from My Producer Journey. Thanks very much for tuning in. We talk about productivity, capability, and creativity. Now, today's video is about 8 things that you should be doing before you quit your job. Now, these are quite simple and sometimes they're not really known. And I must admit, sometimes these things aren't really an option for you either. But hear me out, right? I think these are important things that we should consider before you go and pursue your passion, pursue your dream and go all in, right? I think there is a measured way in doing this and a phased way of doing this. So this is something that I've done myself. I did it a few years ago. I went contracting. In my corporate world, we're able to go and take gigs. However, I did this in a way that kind of kept one foot into the job area, into the permanent job that I could return to. So I'm going to kind of talk about that later on. But let's dive into this. So the first thing you should think about is hours. Now, have a word with your manager. Talk to them about your passion and what you want to do, right? And try and compromise them. Most of the people are understanding, right? And it depends where you are in your job and your career, right? This might not be the option. But first of all, look at your hours. Could you perhaps do compressed hours? Compressed hours are basically working 8 to 6 Monday to Thursday, which gives you the Friday off. Still achieving your hours throughout the week, just means you have to do a lot more during the first 4 days of the working week. There's another option. Another option is to then perhaps maybe go part-time, right? This is an option there, perhaps those of you in those types of jobs that allow this, or perhaps you could go part-time even temporarily, maybe for 6 months. That part-time gives you hours to then dedicate yourself to your passion and whatever you want to do outside. If it's music production, DJing, whatever your music career, go for it. You've got these hours dedicated, but you've still got an income coming in. And if it doesn't work out, you can go and return. If it does work out, happy days. There's another strategy to this as well, right? So we've talked about compressed hours, talked about part-time hours. I guess the final part here really when talking about hours is perhaps think about changing your hours. Maybe you're able to do a later shift, perhaps. Maybe you're able to work earlier in the morning and finish earlier in the afternoon. That gives you the afternoon time back for you to work on. Think about that. Some people work 6 to 2 and that gives them the afternoon free. Might not be an option for some people in corporate jobs, but it may be options that those aren't. Again, think about your hours essentially here is the first kind of bag of tricks, I would say. The second element here is down to your leave. You have obviously paid leave that you can take, maximize on that. Either buy more holiday if you have that option at work, sometimes they let you buy an extra 5 days, or use those leaves as a bulk or perhaps every Friday and trial getting into doing your business work over that time. There is option also to take unpaid leave, still within that category of leave. So maybe talk to your manager and perhaps say over a Christmas period or periods such as August, which are kind of off-peak, at least in the UK, or half terms, where people are traditionally off, that you could take maybe 3-4 weeks of unpaid leave and use that time to dedicate yourself into getting into a mindset and into a workflow that we will talk about on this channel of working out how you would work as if you'd gone permanent into and full-time into your business or music production or music endeavors. So think about that as another option. So we've talked about hours, we've talked about the unpaid leave or using your leave allocation. Now the final thing is quite dependent on where you are in your career and how far you've progressed there. Some organizations offer this and it's not something you'll find. You'll have to go and find out about it from your HR and maybe look on your intranet. But look at career breaks and look at sabbaticals. This is the option I took. I took a career break. These career breaks can last up to a couple of years and they are designed to do just exactly this, to go off and follow your dreams. If it's traveling or if it's music production and becoming a full-time musician or an artist or whatever business you want to do, this is what career breaks are for. This is what sabbaticals are for. Look into that. Perhaps that is an option that allows you to go off but still keep one foot in the job. And this is what I chose. I walked away. They gave me 2 years and I walked away for 2 years and were able to do this business that I pursued. And had I wanted to come back, I could have reinstated that and talked to them and gone back in. Of course, you know, business requirements and needs dependent on the time, but at least it gives you a little bit of peace of mind that you've got a door open still there that you can walk back into. So look at that option as well. That kind of concludes where I wanted to get with this. So I've talked about the hours that you can think about and try and adjust them. I've talked about trying to leverage your annual leaves or unpaid leaves, and finally the career breaks and the sabbaticals, and trying to use those. And these will vary depending on what type of job you have and where you are in your career, that you could be able to leverage these. But I would strongly recommend using this. You know, we're quite fortunate that, at least in the UK, if this is where you're watching this from, that we have this type of benefits packages. And sometimes people don't read the HR manual. Talk to your HR and ask them, what are the leave options? What are the flexible working capabilities? And particularly in the last year, given we've been remote working, maybe you could go remote working. All right, when that frees you up, you could build in your hours, and that you try and work on your most important aspects of your job in the daytime, and factor in a couple of hours to do your business. So here we have it, right? These are various options that you can do. I hope they help. Again, but these are ideas that enable you to transition out of your permanent job and kind of put a feeler into going permanent, and dipping a toe into that kind of realm. Because you could go all in, right? And what I would say to be careful of is going all out, going all in, and then it not working out, and then you're not where you want to be. You pile on the pressure, you pile on the requirement on yourself to kind of do what you need to do. So I would say, why do that? You know, take it easy, take it phased in, and take it from there, I would say. So I hope that helps, guys. Thanks very much for listening in. Click on subscribe, guys. Click on the bell icon and like the video if it's something that resonates with you. Please put some comments in the comment area. Tell me, you know, if you've quit your job and how is it going for you, or if you're thinking about it. Any questions, let me know and I will endeavor to answer them. Thank you very much. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.